Rolling.
You know, one of the camera guys in Wayne's World is named Terry.
People are now using yes.
So whenever I do the countdown, it's not him that does the countdown in that specific scene where they're at the TV station, but I always think of him. Pretty sure he's the one that's gay, or at least that's how they portray him, but I don't know if he's actually is. He's the one that's just like, I love you, man. And I feel like the more I'm digging into this character, the more I relate.
It's been a while since I've seen Wayne's World, but I know Dana Carvey is a proud Arizona resident, so shout out to Dana.
I'm pretty sure Alice Cooper is an Arizona native, if I'm not mistaken. Wasn't he the mayor of some town there briefly?
I don't remember mayor, but he taught me how to say Milwaukee, who the Suns are playing,
Milwaukee.
or I should say, have already moved over en route to the NBA championship. This is we're missing so much fire with the Phoenix Suns.
Well,
we're a minute into this thing.
Yeah, we're a minute into this thing, and for the record, it is now July 8th on the Eastern Seaboard here. It is July 7th still, where Saif is located, and you are listening to
Wednesday?
The Catch the Sky podcast. You may find us on Twitter at CTS Terry or at CTS Saif, or on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts, by searching for the Catch the Sky podcast. And that was
very good.
Yeah, the Suns are en route to the ship. We told you. We've been telling you. We've been telling you for weeks now. So if you haven't been tuning in, yeah, it's all here. It is all documented. It's all for the record books. No more woulda, coulda, shoulda.
And the National Archives.
Yep.
It's for the archives. T, always a pleasure. I cherish these midweek chats, these fireside chats, and we hope our listeners do too. So for all the people who are still with us and have been there since day one, or we just met you recently on the road, maybe in California.
Saw we had some new
We
views.
say hello. We welcome you. Welcome you.
Welcome to the shit show. That's what I tell everybody.
Listeners worldwide, we want to say hello to them.
Hola. Konnichiwa.
Salam.
Yes.
So, what do you want to talk about tonight, T? What are we doing here? Let's roll.
Well, rolling is part of the theme. I'm rolling. I think I'm going to sell my house.
Okay.
And
this is
the market's hot.
Jumbo. We're in Kenya. We're in Australia, mate.
Right. So you know this, but I don't think our listeners...
They don't know.
No, they don't know shit. So I've been saving up to get a second house. I want to invest in real estate. And now is a great time to sell, but not a great time to buy. And
I should be selling my house and moving to Erie. That's what I should be doing.
Well, you would save a fuck ton of money doing that, because houses are so much cheaper here. Even by
I could buy an estate.
Oh, yeah.
I could go to Michigan and I could buy a block.
Right. Yeah. You could get a ton more in other parts of the country. Now,
Ohio.
Exactly. I'm already in an expensive area, which makes this next part a little more challenging. I want to sell my house. Take the profit that I make and just chill on it. Maybe invest it in stocks or whatever. Do something. Just chill. And wait for the housing market to die down a little bit before I start buying investment properties.
Right.
So that means chilling somewhere temporarily This could be a matter of months. It's not going to be long-term situation. I just got to feel out the market.
Really should. We really do need to monetize this podcast at some point. That would be significantly more helpful to all causes involved.
And it's going to be infinitely easier if we're in the same fucking time zone and place. So that is one additional factor that I was going to get to down the road, but yeah, you just pointed it out right there. It's going to be a lot easier to do what we do in person. Not that that is the sole reason that I would be coming there. We've known for a while that I've had my eyes.
Well, Dick's building a studio for us.
Oh, hey-oh, let's go. A she shed / studio. I'm in.
Did I let that cat out of the bag? There are no secrets.
I am in. I am in. The computer will come and be a permanent fixture in the studio until it literally melts.
Yeah. It needs to be saved on the wall.
Yeah, like our first dollar.
That's right.
Right.
The VCR would be maybe the ice pack that I'm sitting on right now to relieve the pain in my back.
Definitely the back brace.
Oh yes.
Along
I haven't
with the
really
hat.
worn it since.
Along with exactly. So now it's perfect time to retire it.
Maybe I should.
You could put the hat up there whenever it's time for that thing to be retired as well.
The one you stole from the other house?
No, I didn't. No, that stayed with the house because you didn't want anything to do with it.
The ASU hat.
Yes, the ASU hat.
Okay. There's been a few hats in our history here, T.
Well, yeah, but I'm just trying to figure out why you think every hat is stolen.
Ah. You know what? With the mask thing, it's much easier than ever to go into a store and pilfer it. So the latest thing I'm hearing about is crime is on the increase in the cities.
Uh-oh.
Violent crime specifically.
Yes. That's
major themes.
Yeah. No bueno.
Major narratives, major media manipulation of cultural conversation, right? That's what it's like a weather balloon fixing the weather to change it to the channel that they want you to watch. And so they control that national conversation, and they've been flipping it over to the crime in the cities theme. Support our police. Back our blue.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Law and order. Law and order.
Yep.
There's chaos in the streets.
Yeah, well, somebody was just murdered around the corner from my house last week.
Probably.
No, literally was. Not probably. It's on the news.
Still?
You go to Google right now. Go to Erie, PA, murder. Should be like the latest thing.
Is it in July, or I feel like you were just telling me about a murder a few weeks ago.
No, that was just last week. But as far as this conversation goes,
please.
It's seeming more and more likely. And so this means that I need to like rapidly start selling like all of my possessions. And
garage sale. Have a garage sale. Just like
they used to do back in the day. Sale. I need like an estate sale. Who died? Nobody yet. But
the Erie, Pennsylvania version of you died. Basically. I feel like you're looking for a rebirth.
Pretty much.
Why Arizona? Why Arizona?
Well,
it's hot.
Yeah. And that's why this needs to be a temporary thing for a number of reasons. I feel like it's a test run for me more than 3 weeks. I think that's the most I've maxed out down there is 3 weeks. I think that went pretty well. You can be the judge for that on air here for our listeners because you're the one that had to put up with me. But I would need to come down there and experience it and actually be in a more working environment and not a vacation environment. I need to actually experience what life would be like down there when my feet are on the ground and not just kicked up.
What if we taped it and made it like a PBS miniseries about, how they ship people to other parts of the world and then watch how they live.
Yeah, we could do that. I'm sure we could very, very well document this all on the podcast. Make for very compelling Instagram
People
TV.
always thought I was a real world character. It was all the white women I ever met in my life, who'd never actually met dark people. They were like, "You remind me of a character on The Real World."
This is how we make it happen. This is how we turn that into a reality.
I was told I'm Barack Obama.
That is fantastic. So now you need to monetize that. This is how we do it. Sweet T hits the road, and then as soon as I get there, everything changes. It explodes. The podcast explodes. We got shirts. We've got a mini series. I'm working. The dogs are playing. But there's also some additional components here, right? We got to talk, obviously, off air. Got to talk some numbers. Much higher convenience fees than just me being on vacation, because I'd be a more active member of the household. Right?
We'd have more electricity, more water.
Yeah,
more internet. All that factors in.
Well, yeah, to a degree. I mean, like I said, I would be out working a bit too.
But still, though, more resources are being used.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's just on the whole. I'm talking.
We're not talking about.
Oh yeah, I'm talking about compared to my usual visits though, because on my usual visits I'm just wherever you are. So
and the hits only for 1 week, but now the hits are gonna be on the monthly bills, and that's what it is. Honestly, it's the
convenience.
Now
fee.
There's more, as I like to say, three's company or three's a crowd.
So that's the other part that I wanted to point out to you as well, because you've brought that up before, and I don't know how much of my history I've told you about as far as my dating goes, because it's getting quite extensive at this point.
Yeah, you're going to bring women over here to bang too?
No. Jesus Christ.
You got to keep the window open.
I'll let air out.
No, those are the rules.
What I was going to say, Jesus.
With no pants Tuesdays.
All right, exactly. So this is what So,
I mean,
there's a lot
this is how we do it out here in the West. I don't have my pants on right now.
Well, neither do I. And that's what I'm trying to convey to you is I at one point, I at one point lived in a household where dildos were not actively tossed around, but if one made an appearance and somebody got hit in the face with it, just because that's how, another member of the household was feeling that night, like, nobody batted an eye. Like, that was just somebody was getting hit in the face with a cock. That's just what happened. You know what I'm saying? I regularly was graded on my sexual performances the night before by the roommate. I was told the next morning, like, it sounds like you're really going to town last night in there, huh? You do sound like you're having some fun. But that's because I was dating a woman that lived with a gay man, and bro, it was some of the funnest times of my life, and everybody was super comfortable with what was going on in the house and everything like that. Like, there were strict boundaries, it wasn't like, they're sitting there like a creep with their ear to the wall or whatever.
Sure.
But people hear stuff. It's whatever. You're just adults. It's no big deal.
It's a house.
It's
got
like
doors.
It's like Moab last year. I get caught through a sliding glass door, and nobody ever mentioned it to me. But you see what I'm saying is I am very, 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 very open-minded to this type of stuff. I don't give a fuck about anything.
Sure.
If anything,
and I'm free. I've been.
If anything, I'm worried about people seeing my cock and getting jealous. Say, if you have any company over and they get a glimpse of this guy.
I think I was having a side conversation with Dick about things like that just being perfectly acceptable, and those things not mattering. That it shouldn't matter who I want to give myself to, or whoever my partner chooses to give themselves to. It's a radical concept right there.
Oh, yeah. Well, that just depends on your guys' level of comfort with one another and what your goals for a relationship are long term, right? Is monogamy the
Well, that, and then again, just people's comfortability with freedom,
polyamory?
And freedom from judgment, freedom from disrespect, freedom from being snide.
Sounds a lot like what falls under that category.
I was wearing compression pants. Some people call them yoga pants while I was camping with my mates. And they turned the teenager son into a dude, into a bro. It's the influence. But I'm out there. I'm a pioneer for the community who wants to wear whatever the hell they want when they go camping.
Well, yeah, fuck it. You see me, I'm out here wearing rainbow glasses. I'm pretty much as straight as they come.
People take issue with that.
Oh, yeah.
People, you wear rainbow glasses and you're as straight as they come.
Mm-hmm.
Are you really as straight as they come?
I am. I am. Believe it or not. We've tested those waters.
You know what? I think this is a great opportunity for me to. I've let men. I've let men pleasure me before. I'll go ahead and say it, but I am not I would not be described as a gay man.
Yeah, I've
but
tested
the gays
those
love
waters, and yeah, I'm not a fan. But yeah, I'm right there with you. They love me as well, and I think it's because we're accepting, outgoing, and comfortable with just who we are, and with everybody else. Yeah, that's the biggest part. I feel like that's the one biggest component, I feel like, of the gay community that threatens the norm. The societal norm is just, that we could all possibly be okay with each other. You know what I'm saying? Any
right.
Any hint of peace is just
fear.
balked at. Yeah, it's just bullshit.
Yeah.
Fucking drives me insane. But yeah, I'm fine with whatever. I'm kind of hoping that this turns into a situation where I get all the animals to sleep with me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's another factor that would need to be
two animal. Well, wait. What about the cats?
I got 3 animals with me individually. So that is something that would also need to be established.
This place would just become a zoo.
What is Sock Monster's temperament towards cats? She try to kill cats?
She
a cat killer?
I don't think she would kill anything. I mean, she's killed bugs, and even then she just plays with the bug.
Yeah, that's kind of how Frank is.
She'll whip it around and tosses it left and right. I think the way my old pit would go after cats was just the intent was to hurt. Mm-hmm. And I don't think Saki's intent is to hurt.
No, yeah. That's how Frank is.
And so but I can imagine a cat being, there's got to be some YouTube instructional videos to guide us through.
Oh no, they've warmed up to Frank. Kiki's totally cool. Like, she's actually to the point now where, like, I think she actually gets bothered when I put Frank in the crate. Like, she goes and, like, rubs up against the crate and, like, lays by it and stuff. Like, lays, like, right next to him, basically, while he's in there. It's kind of really heartbreaking and adorable, but mostly heartbreaking. Wayne, he's just tolerant. Like, today, he basically, like, crept, like, over Frank to get into the other room because Frank was laying in the doorway like a jackass. So he creeps around him, but the implementation of a second dog would probably blow his mind, as well as having a smaller environment. Mm-hmm. So,
and in addition, she would be nosy. She would not hesitate. Like, this place would be like, the dogs would be running into shit. They'd be playing in the house.
Yeah, like the cats would probably have to just be, like, basically locked away in my abode, in my room.
That doesn't feel fair to them.
No, but they'd have their freedom if they wanted to, but it's only
if
temporary.
They got here, they would almost freak out. I think initially my biggest fear is that they would run. If they got outside, they would run.
That's why they don't go outside.
Ever?
My cats do not go outside now.
I don't know. I have at my core, I have issues with that because I know their species, and their species is an outdoor species. Do you ever try a leash?
I have a little harness for Kiki. She's weird about it. I know that they're outdoor species. I would like to take them outdoors, but I don't want them to get hurt, sick, or killed. They're black cats.
Yeah, I've lost cats that way.
And for me, they're
Also had cats that were very happy and they always came back.
Yes, their existence is too significant for me to roll those dice at the moment. I do feel a little selfish at times, but I also know it's for their protection.
This is the thing. There's a part of me that I agree, and I subscribe to leash laws, and there are all types of rules and things that I adhere to. But I think animals are meant to be free, and they should be. I wish I could roam a little bit more, but at the same time, the implications is, my animal could get hit by a 40-mile-an-hour vehicle.
Yes. So maybe this is a simpler way.
But I want my dog to be free.
Yeah, this is a simpler way maybe to put it for me, from my perspective, is I want my animals to be free, but we have created a world where it is more dangerous than ever for them to be free, especially in these large populated areas like this. Like this,
and during the 4th of July.
Yeah, this isn't anywhere for these animals to exist. And so if they're going to exist in these human environments, then unfortunately they're going to need some human protection and guidance, because they don't understand what a street is. They don't understand a car. You know what I'm saying? They don't, the look both ways concept. Like, you can train dogs to stop at crosswalks and stuff, but like, they're just, it's accidents happen and it's just not worth it to me.
Yeah.
If I lost an animal like that, I'd be more devastated than I'm going to be whenever I have to put them down or find them dead anyway.
Don't go changing. I like you just the way you are. I sang that to Debo the night before I had to take him to the doctor to be put down, and I cried. Yeah, the loss of an animal is always devastating. This is why I wasn't ready to jump on the animal horse again, but the world decided against that idea, and they said, "You know what? We're going to introduce. This is
here you go.
A dog and a bassinet was basically what I was given."
Yeah, you guys, yeah, right.
With a note attached that says, "I had to flee the country. The child is yours."
House. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, I actually was just talking with B the other night, mentioned that same fact. I'm emotionally prepared for that, to a degree, the loss of the animals. Other things that I'm looking forward to in life are getting the rest of this tattoo thing situated on my side and getting LASIK. So that, I think both those events upon completion will move me pretty emotionally as well. I know you don't have to deal with not being able to see, but being able to just wake up in the morning and just see and know that I don't have my contacts in from the night before or anything like that is going to be like one of the most shocking things to me in my life, because I've been wearing corrective lenses since I was 12, 11. So there's an opportunity for me to do that if I sell my house. That could be on the table. I could get my vision back. Yeah. Think about that, bro.
I don't know how I did it, but everyone in my family, glasses, except me.
Nice.
I am a genetic marvel. That's why I always believe I was the chosen one. And that's why I agreed to get on here with you each week. I think this is an opportunity to spread my version of propaganda to eventually lead to my takeover of the world.
Right. This is some Pinky in the Brain type shit here.
I saw Ted Kaczynski's cabin this weekend, and it was on display at the Reagan Presidential Library in Simi Valley.
Mm-hmm.
And they have an FBI exhibit currently, and part of that FBI exhibit features the Ted Kaczynski cabin.
And for our listeners out there, Ted Kaczynski is the...
They can look it up if they don't know.
Oh, rat bastard.
He's a very famous historical figure who went to the University of Michigan. He pursued degrees in science, and he would become later disenfranchised with how society was evolving electronically. and he wrote memoirs, and he decided to take action in a violent way by targeting very specific people, sometimes very randomly. They didn't often know. There was one psychologist specifically at the University of Michigan who did some controversial social science research. Specifically, there was a bullying element to it. There was kind of an argumentative element to it, and Kaczynski wasn't pleased with that interaction socially. And ultimately, these things can create worship. I don't think anybody on this show would want to.
Was he the Zodiac
glorify.
killer?
No, he was the Unabomber.
They never caught the Zodiac killer, right? My bad.
Did they catch the Zodiac killer?
I don't. No.
We're not talking about the Zodiac killer. Do not distract me.
This is this is it. This is our transition into a true crimes podcast right here. This is it.
The drawers just the panties got so wet just now.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. All of you listeners that have wanted it, here it is, baby. You better flick that fucking bean now, because this is all you're gonna get. Fuck that shit. But that is cool that you got to. His cabin was there, or you? Well, I mean, he had a cabin out there, obviously.
Yeah, they're preserving it along with some other trinkets and artifacts.
Gotcha.
And you get to learn about Reagan. It's propaganda, true to its form, public relations, PR, and 101. Let's glorify it. No different than any museum, any place. You know, they're trying to pay homage. This is actually the battle over statues. They're not allowed to have any negative context next to it. And I think life is about context. And so
we're gonna get into that.
Hopefully, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Critical race theory.
Yeah. Yeah.
Talk about whose narrative we're allowed to talk about, and people don't like it when you talk about the other narrative.
Right. Well, and keeping in line with that and this episode, what is your narrative as far as this whole situation and proposal goes? What are your thoughts? What are your initial thoughts?
I'm in a weird stage right now. I got a lot happening, newly life changes, right? And then couple that my physical health. But I'm determined to gallivant through it all. So I guess I'm okay with it, but it's going to be rough, and I'll have to find some ways to cope.
So that's
mentally, physically.
Yeah. So that's where I think that it can be also advantageous for you in some regards, because with your physical ailments, which I meant to ask you about your back more, but
I'm 6 weeks. 6 weeks, no relief. I mean, some relief. I'm sleeping through it.
But you went to the doctor, no? Did they tell you what's?
Well, that's just a conversation. I get someone to listen to me and talk about my emotions for 10 minutes, and then I'm out the door.
Well, they got to do.
They made recommendations, and I'm waiting to follow up on that process. But I refuse to take the Flows pack, the steroid that they want me to take that would reduce inflammation, because I know it would weaken my immune system. And if I weaken my immune system, I would open myself up to a whole host of
COVID
nasty things that exist. Yeah.
COVID.
Like, why would I weaken myself?
Yeah. No, why weaken yourself? You're as strong as an ox. So
naturally, I'm naturally.
I know what you.
know,
I'm right there.
Hey, my Instagram page is my Instagram page. I have no regrets on my Instagram page.
So so in that regard, though, you'd at least have a big, strong, burly man around the house to help you with the day-to-day taking out the trash, things like that.
The trash is easier to take out here in Arizona.
Yes, I know that, but it still might be a struggle for you in your crippled state. Because there's going to be more trash.
We're building a garden.
Yeah, well, you're going to need help with that, because you're not building shit in your condition. Unless it comes pre-built.
A dog run area.
Ooh, I like that idea. We could get some big plastic tubes and let them run through that shit.
I worry Frank's going to come crap on the golf course and the yoga pad.
You can train him not to.
It'll be dirtier. I think the whole thing will just be dirtier.
I can be surprisingly clean. Actually, I love not having carpets. Carpets, for whatever reason, bug the fuck out of me, and I can never fucking keep up with it. Not having carpets
Which have you?
really, really. I use like, I don't know if this is a weird thing to say, but I use like the baseboards sometimes as like the determinant of how dirty a room is. So yeah. So like, you know, and especially like with the cats and everything, like it'll get dirty like relatively quickly. So I'm cleaning like all the time. But with carpet,
I don't do my baseboards regularly, but when I'm down there, I wipe them.
Oh yeah. But that's the thing. Like I don't clean the baseboards regularly, but like when you have cats and animals and stuff like that, just the dust and the dander and everything like just piles up a lot quicker, like in the corners and stuff like that. So even before it gets to the point where it's actually like super dirty, I'm already cleaning. So I'm cleaning like way more frequently. I feel like when I had hardwood floors in my old place, cleaning all the time. Here, the carpets everywhere. Like I don't know what's going on. Can't breathe. Probably need to run a vacuum. And even then, it doesn't get it all out. And it's just like, fuck this. Whoever thought of carpets was fucking dumb. Not a good idea.
As you know, we only have a few area rugs, but they're carpets from a company in Alabama because I chose not to buy foreign-made products. Those are choices consumers can make every single day, especially if they're patriots. But instead, they use the 4th of July every year to buy foreign-made explosive devices to pollute their air, harm their animals, and in some cases, lose a finger.
Right? I burnt myself pretty good on a fuse this weekend. Fucking sparked right off at me. It did. I lit it. And
Yeah,
it
you
just
deserve it.
I didn't buy them. I just couldn't bear to watch my dad struggle to set off any more fucking cheap fireworks anymore. Like my sister got some fucking variety pack or something from Walmart, and these things they weren't even Roman candles. And so he's sitting there struggling to light off like one at a time, and there's like 30 in this. But I'm like, I can't watch this. We need to at least be firing off 2 at a time here. Meanwhile, the fucking bombs are bursting in air. The red rockets glares all over the fucking place. Like all the neighbors are just shooting off these gigantic things, and we're looking at these fucking glorified sparklers in the driveway. Just God.
I abandoned. How did Frank cope with the works? The
He
fireworks?
doesn't get overly terrified. He's a little bothered, likes to be near me, but it doesn't scare him like it does some dogs. I've seen other dogs that just get terrified, you know.
Okay. Yeah, I abandoned Saki for the weekend. I took off to California, and apparently she crapped in the cage. She was left overnight, and either she was something she ate, or maybe she was spooked by the fireworks. We'll never know. I can't ask her. She won't talk to me about it.
Even if she could, I don't know if she'd want to. Like, Saki, you want to talk about it? No.
She's a resilient little bugger. I'm working hard. If I slow it down, I can at least get her down to the park and let her have a sniff and a poop.
Well, at least they'll have buddies now. They'd have roommates.
Yeah. I think she does love you. She cuddles with you every time. She jumps all in.
Mm-hmm. I think Frank would be all about it.
Yeah, they'd want to dance for a little while.
Yeah, as long as Frank doesn't try humping her.
Because at the very least, it might be worth a test run. You know, just to before you bring the cats in. I think the dogs will remember. They know who their buddies are.
Right. Yeah, I think the smart move to make would be to come down there and leave the cats behind just initially, because I'll probably, if I were to come down there and bring probably most of everything, and then work out what to do with the cats at that point. I'd either just go back or have someone bring them down or whatever. Because there'd probably be 1 or 2 other items I'd probably have to come back for, or I forgot, or something like that. I don't know if I'd get everything down here in one trip. I'd like to. But we'll see. That would be the smartest thing.
You could ship them. Richard Nixon at his presidential library this weekend was telling me a story about a gift he received that he was under investigation for, or at least it was controversial. And he went on and he's making a speech on television to discuss it. And he tells a story about receiving a Cocker Spaniel from Texas and that his kids were so overwhelmed with it that they were going to keep it. And so it was a gift from someone who had heard that they wanted a dog. And so someone mailed him a dog, and that's considered maybe a violation. You can't give gifts. Politicians can't take gifts. Actually, Trump's back in the news, and he's under investigation because of the benefit packages provided as tax write-offs. And so that's what we need to do. You need to start a business so you can just start buying anything you want, just saying it's a write-off for your business.
Yep. I will not ship
That's
the
the way to
cats.
go.
No. Yeah.
We're
Might
not
be-
using the tax system right. Yeah.
Right.
We got to get better at that. But that's my Nixon shipping the dog story.
Well,
So think about that.
yes, we're not going to ship the cats. And I did learn about the capital gains. So anything I do make on this house, I will be keeping and not have to pay any tax on. So that's
Boom.
nice.
Take that, IRS. Suck
I'm
it.
on record.
Erwin R. Shyster.
Yeah, on record, telling you to suck on this thing, bitch.
Well, I got my Reagan and Nixon fact in. That was one of my goals.
There you go. You've educated everybody for the episode, so I think that's a good place to wrap. I feel like there's more that you should want to know or ask. You got to have questions. I mean, but you also have lived with me not lived with me, but you've existed with me on multiple fronts intimately for extended periods of time.
Sure, but circumstances have changed.
Oh, circumstances are totally different. Yeah, I'd be bringing my whole life.
Yeah.
My whole life.
Yeah.
The only
I
difference
think
say,
knowing there's an end date is always a relief.
okay, so that can be something that's established, I guess.
Let's put it out here publicly. This is public record.
Right now, you want me to give you a date right now? Ooh.
It also
Yes.
depends on when.
Yeah, I guess it. Yeah, I mean, it
there's-
depends on when I get down there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, like,
so many facets to this.
there's a lot of facets there. There's a lot of facets.
It's got stress written all over it.
Nah, well, that's the part that we're gonna avoid no matter what. It's gonna, like you said, we're gonna fucking gallivant through everything. It's gonna be fucking great. I wouldn't want to. The housing market comes into play a little bit too. When are things gonna cool off? When are these prices gonna go down? When are things gonna balance out a little bit? Because while I'm down there, I'm gonna be working, so I'm gonna be saving money in addition to.
It can't last forever. This
No.
can't last forever.
No, it can't. Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. So that part of the objective here would be to just basically wait out the tide. And then when things cool off, take the money that I made from the house minus the LASIK, but add whatever I've saved while I'm down there and come back and resume the plan. Or at least go back to Erie to buy something. And
What is it about Arizona? I've asked you this question, but you didn't give me the answer. What is wrong with Erie? What is happening in Erie that requires you to be here, not there?
well, I don't think Arizona is going to be my permanent long-term home. Like I said, I want to be a traveler. I want to have homes all over the place. I want to be able to go, say, maybe up to like Wyoming. I've thought about that a little bit more recently.
Like
Really?
Kanye
It's just beautiful there, man. So just go hang out
and,
up there.
and Dick Cheney.
Have a little mountain refuge. But I've been drawn to the desert ever since I came out there, and it's just been great. I don't feel like I'm having any bad memories out there, and it seems like it's the place to be. Just that whole area, and I that's another reason why coming down there temporarily will give me opportunity to explore the surrounding areas, because who knows, maybe I want to go live in Vegas. Psych, I'm not gonna do, but you know what I'm saying. I need to.
I know
I need to-
Mexico, Utah.
Right. We've gone and seen some of Utah. There's some pretty places there. I'd like to see, more of New Mexico. Like to explore Flagstaff. There's areas around there. It doesn't necessarily need to be Phoenix specifically.
Communities. Yeah.
But that's where I
Area
have
codes.
Yeah. That's where I have the most if we're going with the Ludacris song, that's where I got the most hoes at is in Phoenix. So I got the most.
So 770.
Yeah.
Fo.
Yeah, exactly. So start there and then branch out and get hoes in the other area codes, and then that way maybe I'll be able to explore around there as potential options for a long-term residence. But the whole region the whole region fascinates me. I would just, for me, honestly, personally, I don't know if Phoenix is going to be where my long-term residence is in that area, because I would like to be somewhere near a little more water. So somewhere in that part of the country, cool, where, you know, it's not too far for me to get to Phoenix so that I can see you and whoever else there. But probably not going to necessarily settle there long term. But I think as far as the short term goes and everybody's situations, it can be mutually beneficial for all parties involved.
I'm optimistic about anything. I always try to approach things with a half glass full mentality. I think there's no reason to panic or strain. And quite honestly, I mean, as Dick likes to tell me, you do you. And so it's one of these things where I am doing me right now. And it feels good.
Right?
Yeah. And I think I'm going to ride this magic carpet until it floats. So
a whole new world. That's Aladdin, right?
It is. And I like the new version better, with Will Smith.
Oh wow.
It's a more authentic genie, right? And so
yeah, I mean, I understand that, but just the Robin Williams is classic. And I mean, how authentic can a blue person be? I bet the guys from Blue Man Group would probably have a few words to say about that, but oh my God.
I caught those Blue Man Group. I caught a show in Vegas. It was surprisingly delightful.
Oh yeah, I think I caught a traveling show once, so I don't know if it was the actual guys or one of their proteges or whatever, but they were. It was very entertaining. Very entertaining. Anybody that knocks the Blue Man Group has not been to a Blue Man Group show. Yeah, they got pipes, they've got paints, they've got paddles, they've got
they do stuff. It's delightful.
Yeah. There's noises, there's colors, there's it's fantastic.
Antics.
Yeah,
they make you laugh.
Yeah. Exactly.
Great show. Shout out to the Blue Man Group.
Exactly. Yeah, shout out to the Blue Man Group. Small business of the week.
Yeah, maybe you live in Vegas. Maybe
I become a blue man. maybe that's my future. I'm musically inclined. I can hit a pipe.
You got the build,
right? Oh my God.
You look good in blue.
Yeah.
Especially those eyes.
Yeah, right? I can zoom in on these suckers. Oh man. I'm just envisioning my future career as a blue man right now.
Did the Tampa Bay Lightning win the Stanley Cup tonight? Is it over? Hey Google, who won the Stanley Cup?
The Tampa Bay Lightning won the Stanley Cup Finals.
Okay.
There we go.
There it is.
It's official. Back to back. Congratulations.
Wow. Like
the City of Champions.
Like the cover of Lethal Weapon.
City
Tampa.
of Champions. There it is.
A Super Bowl and a Stanley Cup.
Mm-hmm.
And we know from our Super League episode that the Buccaneers are affiliated with the Glazer family, and we had some errors and some mistakes in that episode. That I was told that the Glazer family actually is no longer in existence. They don't live, but it's their name or their legacy that lives on. I forget how it goes.
Well, we discussed legacy in the death episode, so if you need any explanation, you should just revisit that. Then revisit the cross
City of
reference.
Champions. I don't think the Buccaneers repeat, but I'm just happy to be a champion congratulations to the Phoenix Suns on winning their first NBA championship. In 92-93, I was sad. I wanted to win. And ever since then, it's been a rough ride. And we've had moments where Rex Chapman, Jason Kidd, Elliot Perry, Oliver Miller's a scumbag. I'm just going to go ahead and put that out there. Just going to go ahead and say that. I will say this. Oliver Miller sexually assaults women. I'll say that.
Yeah, that's no good.
Yeah. That's not okay. So for the men out there listening, don't sexually assault anybody. Don't rape anybody. And raise your children not to do that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know women do it too, but I'm speaking to the men.
Yeah, they're the ones that really need to talk to. So otherwise, was it hide your wife, hide your kids, because they're raping everybody out here. Oh my goodness.
A friend of mine, just that video alone, like, can you imagine the anger Antoine was in as he was being videotaped and his sister had just been assaulted.
Oh yeah.
And just throwing a microphone in your face and then people laugh because his emotional reaction, and he's mocked for that. Granted, it's great television.
Right, just the way the tone in which he used, but the words in which he's saying, because he's serious, and it isn't a laughing matter. It's become a meme. There's so many things that aren't a laughing matter that have become memes.
But you hope that meme in some form helps to spread the message.
We would hope.
I think it does. I want to say it's more positive than anything. Otherwise, it just becomes a trope for us to just continuously mock a culture that.
Well, I used it in a way to point out that they raping everybody out here, so we need to do better. We need to fucking do better.
And apparently, getting back to law and order, apparently that's on the rise. So hide your kids and hide your wives, yeah. Or just go out and talk to your neighbor and have a conversation. Have a conversation with someone different. Expose yourself to something different. Read something different. That's what y'all need to do. Mm-hmm. I'm finished with the fuck I got to say. I'm out of here.
Yeah. You may interact with us, have a conversation with us, or anybody else on our Twitter, @CTSTerry, @CTSSafe, or on our Instagram or Facebook or YouTube by searching for the Catch the Sky podcast. Thank you for joining us this week. We hope you enjoyed hearing about what's upcoming for us. This is pretty exciting for both of us. I know it is for me. Just the prospect of doing what I set out to do and doing it maybe sooner is pretty exciting for me. So I appreciate that. Appreciate you being a good friend, and wouldn't be able to do it without you.
You got it.
And to all our listeners out there, thank you. We hope to catch you on one of those platforms. And until next week, keep trying to catch the sky.